Right Network. Mobilizing, countering the left, energizing the right. New Right Network, home of the New Right movement.
Welcome to New Right Network's original series, Smyth TV. Your host, Brian Smith, giving you all the breaking news of the day, wrapping it all up, making sense of it, exposing the fake news, the fake news media, the fake news Democrats, and giving you the real news every single day, Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern. And right after the show from 8 to 9 is the Wayne Dupree Show. Down in the description below is the link to Wayne's show, as well as all other kinds of links. You want to check that out. If you want to listen to the show on iHeartRadio, the link's right there as well, audio only. And if you're not getting the show, a lot of people complain and say, Brian, man, I'm not getting the show. I'm shadow banned. Twitter's got me on a lockdown. Well, get the app. Get the Telegram app, and you'll get the show when it's live. You'll get notified immediately on your phone when it's live. Get the Telegram app. And if you're over on Parler, so are we. We're down there in the description. And right underneath that link, there's it says full show notes. That's the link to the show notes. It'll take you over to newrightnetwork.com. And that'd be almost 3 pages, usually about 3 pages. And all the names and all the people and all the articles that we showcase in our show, all the links to every single one of these great patriots are over there, as well as some new candidates we'll be talking about today running for office, challenging the crazy socialist Democrats that want nothing more than a big giant power grab. And we know about that. And so that's what we do here. We expose that every single day, folks, Monday through Friday. And it's first time been on the show, welcome. Crush the share, crush the follow. If you got ADD, that's good. Don't take your meds. Wait till after the show to calm down. I'm going to be giving you a lot of information and coming at you real quick, guys. And today's show, we got a lot of news going on, a lot of positive news with Trump, the Trump administration and things that are going on there, as well as exposing the racist bombs that have been dropped by the Democrat Party. Yes, reverse racism, folks, on full display on social media. You're not going to see this on Fox. You're not going to see this on MSNBC, CBS, CNN, especially not CNN. I got breaking news about CNN and what's going on over there. They gone full racist, and that's why it's all projection, guys. That's why they got to project their own racism onto other people, like conservative Republicans. Conservative black Republicans are being referred to as racist, and man, that's out of control. So we'll get into that. Kellyanne Conway getting into the fight, throwing some punches. Oh, man, I really love her, and I love how strong, how beautiful, how articulate she is, and the left just can't stand those kind of things. We got immigration, some updates, some good updates on immigration, some things that are going on, as well as the fake news. We've got lots of fake news coming out of CNN as they attempt to convince 8 Republican women that Donald Trump's a racist. And who is their new analyst? Who did CNN just hire? Oh, man, you guys are going to flip your lid when I tell you about that. And then we got her. This is not the first time she's been on the show, but I'm really, really super excited. At Zionist Girl 1 now follows me. Awesome. So the reason why I think that's awesome because she's got some incredible tweets. She's all out on Islam and Muslims and what they're doing in America and what they're doing around the world. And so I use a lot of her tweets, and I've been telling friends and people on Twitter, say, man, whoever's following her, give her a heads up, let her know I'm following her, and I use her tweets for the show. So I just found out today, and I'm really excited. Zionist Girl 1 is now following us, so hopefully I'll drop her the link to the show tonight. And that's something else I do, guys. If I use your tweet in the show, as soon as the show goes live at 7 o'clock, I will drop the link directly to you on Twitter so you know exactly when to watch live. And you got to check the show notes. I try to help you guys out and let you know which tweets I use. But check in the show notes and you'll see your name down there and things and whatnots. But anyway, so let's get this kicked off. Donald Trump news. I am truly excited. We looked into this, and this is the real deal, folks. This at Adrian DT31. AOC gets 2020 challenger Cherie Murray, Republican immigrant from Jamaica. there's a crisis in the U.S., and it's AOC. Definitely follow this one, Mr. McBeevy. And our good friend McGuire Scotty, breaking news, 100% on board. At Cherie Murray, a businesswoman who immigrated from Jamaica as a child and active in the state Republican politics, is launching a campaign for a congressional seat. This by SarahCarter.com. So I started looking into Cherie, and I'm really excited. I'm very fired up. She put together a video, for her campaign, to launch her campaign called Bridges. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When she got it, I started watching the video. When she started, getting into the video, started talking, I thought at first, it's like, well, okay. But then I started watching, and I watched the whole video. I'm going to play it for you guys here in a second, see what you guys think of it. But Bridges and the whole concept of bringing people together, I'm not necessarily reaching across the aisle. She doesn't say that, but she is in New York, so you got to think about what she has to, the picture that she has to paint, and the image and the message that she's got to give. And the moderate Democrats, independents down the middle of the road, they absolutely want people to work together. They hate this fighting. All this infighting, all the socialism, the communism, Nancy Pelosi and the stunts that she's pulling, people don't like it. And people don't like the impeachment talk either, especially when there's no reason to impeach Donald Trump. What for? I know, they can't, they know they're there. So anyways, and I'm going to play this clip that Cherie Murray for Congress has posted up. It's called Bridges.
Bridges, they fill our skyline. Rising above our city, their arches are more than stone and steel. They connect us, they help us move forward and cross from place to place. That's why we build bridges, to be connected to one another. I'm Cherie Murray. I was 9 years old when I came to America with my family. We migrated from Jamaica. From my first job working as an intern at the New York City MTA Jamaica Bus Depot, to attending City University, then opening a business and helping minority men and women find employment in the media, to becoming a mother and a community leader, I've been building bridges and crossing them my whole life. I've built bridges between constituents in our community and elected officials that represent them, between different nationalities and races, and between political parties. Lawmakers should be working together to build a stronger, safer, more prosperous America. But your representative in Washington chooses self-promotion over service, conflict over constituents, resistance over assistance. Queens and the Bronx need someone who will create jobs instead of turning them away. Someone to unite the fight in Washington and help you build a bridge to a better future for yourself instead of pushing for a pay raise for herself. You deserve someone fighting for you, not fighting for the limelight. You deserve someone who will focus on immigration, infrastructure, and education. That's why I'm running for Congress. I believe bridges are about connecting us, bringing people together, and getting us to where we need to go. Join me. Let's unite the fight and build new bridges together. Bridges that will unite us and take us to a brighter future for the next generation. I'm Cherie Murray, and I approve this message.
I'm here to tell you right now, that's going to be a tough one to beat. Articulate, beautiful, minority, just all of it wrapped up in one very intelligent, smart businesswoman. She's got it. I think she's got the winning combination, especially when you juxtapose her standing next to Ocasio-Cortez, who's nothing but a self-promoting, and you saw, for those of you audio only, she goes on these late-night talk shows, and she's the superstar now. She's famous for being what? For being her. It's that generation. It's that generation that just wants to be famous. For what? It doesn't matter for what, just as long as I got fame. Just crazy and nonsense. But this is awesome. A level-headed woman, a businesswoman who migrated from Jamaica, coming to the Bronx, hopefully to save it. And again, I was saying yesterday, now better time than any to challenge a Democrat in the Bronx. If she would have gone up against Crowley, things would have been different because the Democrats vote old dog Democrats. Not only that, but Crowley was slated to be the next Speaker of the House. And so now we've got a very real opportunity to take back Congress, guys. This is going to be big. We've got to stay out there. We've got to keep talking about this, not just on social media, but we've got to continue to talk to our friends and our family and things that are going on and bringing it up again and again. Don't be afraid to bring up America. Don't be afraid to bring up the good things about America. And if you're like one of those who, you can't talk about that at work, you got some crazy knuckleheads at work, well, I understand that. I understand that totally. But talk about the unemployment. Wow, this is unbelievable. Talk about your 401k. Wow, this is unbelievable. Just drop little hints, little notes. You don't have to talk about Trump. I do. You talk about Trump all day long with me. But I'm just saying, you talk about the good things that are going on, and you don't have to talk about Trump too much. But if they say racist, bigot, sexist, homophobe, you got to say Islamophobe now. You say, nah, you got the wrong person. You got a misconception of a concept here, folks. But again, we've got new organizations helping the reelection of Donald Trump, just like this one right here. And this at ELIZ Landers, Elizabeth Landers, a blue check mark. Trump. Women for Trump launches today in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. So it was yesterday it launched, but I just got this video. And this, our good friend at Bright Eye 777. I am one of those hashtag women for Trump, the fake news media filter that constantly portrays real Donald Trump in any and every positive negative light is useless with smart women. We love our God, we love our family, we love our flag, we love our military, we love our president. And this article written at Epoch Times, President Trump's re-election campaign officially launches their hashtag Women for Trump coalition, and nearly 1,000 women of all different ages showed up in support. Of those who donated to Trump's 2020 campaign in the first quarter this year, over 50% were women. I know it's real. My wife supports Donald Trump. My mom supports Donald Trump. And my sister supports Donald Trump. And my other sister, who was a Hillary Clinton fan, union teacher who actually went to the Clinton rallies because you know how Democrats do. They cater to unions, and especially the teachers union. And she went there. She's all excited, all fired up. And not only that, but she was talking about being a steward in the union. And I couldn't get her mind right. Gosh, fast forward 2016, she pulled the lever for Trump, and now she's definitely all in 2020, pulling that lever for Trump. So there's a handful of women in my family alone, that are voting Trump. They're all in for Trump. You just can't stop this Trump train, guys. Good news, middle of America, just all in for Trump. We've got to do the things that the Democrats are currently doing, and I implore you to get involved in your local town halls, get involved in city council, become a city council member. My cousin's doing that right now at 2019, and then I have a chance in my area to become city council member in 2020. You've got to stay involved. You got to know what's going on in your community. And if you want to run for Congress, absolutely do so. DM me on Twitter. Get a hold of me, brian@smyth.tv. Email me, and I can definitely show you how to do that. I can get you started off, show you the right steps to get involved. It's not as much money as you think it is to get started. It really is not when you're considering a job, a position. It pays $172,000 a year, $176,000, somewhere around there, $3,500 a week. Ocasio-Cortez complaining about no money and can't find a place in D.C. to live. It's too expensive, blah, blah, blah. And she got her first paycheck. Yeah. You haven't heard her complain one single time since then. Not only that, she's newly getting Congress and trying to give herself a raise with the other Democrats. Oh, man, this is what has to stop. And we can stop that by electing conservative Christians. We've absolutely got to do this because there is no other way of removing Islam and Muslims in Congress. You're just not going to be able to do it. We have to win. We have to overtake their seats. We have to kick them, literally kick them out of Congress. The Democrat Party has humanized Islam and made it a normal, everyday, average thing that it's okay, that Muslims are cool, they're good people. Yeah, of course they're good people. I'm not saying about the people. I'm talking about the religion itself that commands them to take over the government, to overthrow and implement Sharia law. That's what the Quran does. And I showed you this the other day, guys. I'll tell you, known thy own enemy. This is my Quran right here on my desk. I gotta make sure I keep that close by to remind me of why we're doing this. We cannot submit to Sharia law. We cannot submit to the Quran. So, what do? We get involved. Local city council member, get involved in the local GOP, get involved in the RNC, do something small, volunteer, help out a little bit. The Trump campaigns and the rallies are going to be coming around in your area. And if the local party knows that you're a volunteer, get on the list. They'll call you and they'll say, hey, got Trump train coming to town. It is so much fun to volunteer and help out. You're on the inside. Secret Service, yeah, you get a little tab that says that you're on the end. They already check you out, so you can walk around. You can do everything, guys. That's the backstage pass, if you will. If you want to get involved in the Trump campaign and help out, volunteer, backstage pass. I'm telling you. Not only that, you don't have to wait in a line. You'll be the first one in. Like there was one time. Before everybody showed up, I was the one that laid all the Trump signs, silent majority, laying all those on all the chairs so that when people came in, they all had their signs. And then the venues got bigger and bigger. My cousin drove one of the limousines, one of the big blacked out SUVs, drove one of those 2 different times for the Trump campaign when they came to town. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot to be done in getting involved, and it is just a blast. And as we're talking about the Trump 2020 re-election campaign, I've run across a new friend on Twitter, @_BrotherTrump, and I'm really excited that you posted this up. This is awesome. Didn't know that it was going on. Guys, that's why you stay plugged in right here. New Right Network's original series, Smyth TV. I'm telling you, jump over to smyth.tv, check out the website. Become a Patreon, help us continue to make America great, continue to get the real news out and the real word out. And I didn't know this was happening. Now we do. And this @_BrotherTrump, the topic of opportunity zones came up today at the president's cabinet meeting. Huge economic strides are being made in Black and Hispanic communities thanks to @RealDonaldTrump. Full video right there, and we'll just play the clip.
Thank you, Dr. Carson, and thank you, Mr. President, for allowing me to serve in this role, and cabinet members. It's good to see you all again. I looked up that term, revitalize. And to revitalize means to imbue with new life. It means to reinvigorate and to re-energize. And that's exactly what we've seen over these last 12 weeks. We were here 12 weeks ago tomorrow. And when the president appointed me to be the shepherd of this council. In the last 12 weeks, we've been to 21 cities. And we have a map that we're going to put up for you just for your visualization. These are the cities that we've been to, and these are the cities that we will go to. And you can look at it after a while. But I say that because we have gone around the country spreading the message of revitalization and true transformation.
And that was from local affiliate there, Fox News 9, and they did not pan the camera. For those of you audio only, the camera was not on the Black American that was speaking. The camera stayed fixed on Donald Trump and his cabinet right there, focused on just a select few individuals. But as you see now, I've got posted up. This is the cabinet. Look at the diversity. You got Ben Carson right there. You got Scott right there. I'm just saying, look at the diversity of individuals in this group. So I'm talking about. Fake news will never show you what's real, what's going on. You got it right here, folks. I got it for you right here. Making a difference in America. Donald Trump's revitalization cabinet, making a difference in America. Opportunity zones for low-income, some of the places that have been forgotten about, that Democrats just don't care about anymore. And now we've got new people. There's a woman in Chicago that's going to run for office too. She said she's going to try to help bring MAGA to Chicago. So okay, be careful. I heard what happened last time with Jussie Smollett when that happened. Whew. When it comes back, I'm joking, guys, MAGA country. But no, it's true. A black woman up in Chicago running for office as a Republican, loves Donald Trump, making a big difference, guys. This is where it's at, making a positive difference in America versus what? What are the Democrats doing? I know you guys see it all day, in and out, in and out. I'm going to show you. Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, you're probably going to be floored because this kind of stuff isn't on CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC. And a lot of times Fox News is starting to slip too. I'm just saying. Fox News and Shep Smith and a couple other ones. Donna Brazier, I guess she's still over there. But I don't know. I don't watch none of it. Got nothing to do with none of that stuff. Donald Trump having to clarify, maybe not. I don't think so. I don't think you need any clarity whatsoever, but he tweeted out anyways, at Real Donald Trump. In America, if you hate our country, you are free to leave. The simple fact of the matter is, the 4 congresswomen think that America is wicked in its origins. They think that America is even more wicked now, that we are all racist and evil. They're entitled to their opinion. They're Americans. Now, I'm entitled to my opinion, and I just think they're left-wing cranks. They're the reason there are directions on a shampoo bottle, and we should ignore them. The squad has moved the Democrat Party substantially left, and they are destroying the Democrat Party. I'm appalled that so many of our presidential candidates are falling all over themselves to try to agree with the 4 horsewomen of the apocalypse. I'm entitled to say that they're whack jobs. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. Okay, Senator John Kennedy said those things, but Donald Trump tweeted it out. Guys, pinch yourself. This is a fact. We will never, ever have another president that is this awesome ever in our lifetime. This is incredible, guys. Rinse and repeat. Just lather up, rinse and repeat. Gotta have a shampoo bottle. But this is true. I'm laughing at this, but it's true. It is absolutely dead serious. What has been going on, transpired this week, it's just been so much worse than what the Democrats have done in the past, especially with the 4 horsewomen of the apocalypse. It is really that bad in the Democrat Party. Nancy Pelosi censuring Donald Trump, bringing it to the floor for a vote. When we have AOC, Ilhan, Rashida Tlaib, going all out on Jews, going all out on Christians. It's just so wrong, the anti-Semitism that comes from these women in Congress. Even Democrats were calling for Nancy Pelosi to do something about the anti-Semitism that's coming out of these women, and nothing. Complete silence. Yet she calls Donald Trump racist. Racist. For what? For telling somebody that you're free to leave. Bye, Felicia. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it, Nancy. And this tweeted out at our good friend at Alexa_Murica. Kellyanne Conway is sick and tired. Being sick and tired of America being last is a choice. Those freedoms that you exercise don't come free, they come with a price. I don't always agree with Kellyanne, but when I do, stay patriotic, my friends.
The president was not telling these 4 congresswomen to return to their supposed countries of origin. To which countries was he referring?
What's your ethnicity?
Why is that relevant to this?
No, because I'm asking you a question. My ancestors are from Ireland and Italy.
Kelly, my own ethnicity is not relevant to the question I'm asking.
No, it is, because you're asking about, he said originally. He said originally from.
I am asking.
And you know everything he has said since, and to have a full conversation.
Are you saying that the president was telling the Palestinian...
The president's already commented on that.
To go back to the occupied territory?
The president's already commented on that, and he said a lot about this since that one tweet. No, he's put out a lot of tweets, and he made himself available to all of you yesterday. Yes, he has. He's tired. A lot of us are sick and tired of this country, of America coming last, to people who swore an oath of office.
Thank you, Kellyanne Conway, for doing what you do. What a difficult job having to deal with these knucklehead, sycophant. You can't call them news media. You can't. They're just badgering and badgering. Hey, buddy, listen to what she said. Sick and tired of America coming last. That's a choice. We don't have to make that choice. That's why we voted for Donald Trump, because we were tired of being last. We were tired of Barack Hussein Obama's awful policies of destroying and destruction of America ideologies, and what we stand for, what we believe in. And now we're seeing the Barack Obama of 8 years has now been transformed into AOC, Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar. Matter of fact, Barack Obama said, I would love to have another 100 of myself or 1,000 of myself to put into office. Yeah, that's the destruction of America, full blown. And that's why we've got to stay plugged in and support those candidates who absolutely support Donald Trump. And also folks like Liz Cheney and Kevin McCarthy, phenomenal yesterday. And I got this clip right here. Liz Cheney just doing a really great job of America first, American values. There's no hate on the right. There's no hate. There's no anger. You're not going to see that, but you're going to see real ideas like with Donald Trump and his revitalization cabinet, real ideas with Kellyanne Conway. I'm sick and tired of being last, dog. I'm going to be first. We're choosing to be first. We're choosing to make America great again. And that's for all, even the knuckleheads like you guys.
But first, I wanted to talk about what's gone on over the last few days. I want to make absolutely clear that our opposition to our socialist colleagues has absolutely nothing to do with their gender, with their religion, or with their race. It has to do with the content of their policies. They're wrong when they attempt to impose the fraud of socialism on the American people. They're wrong when they pursue policies that would steal power from the American people and give that power to the government. They're wrong when they espouse and enable, and their leadership refuses to condemn, vile anti-Semitism. They're wrong when they rush to blame America first, when they fail to recognize that this is the greatest nation that has ever existed, the exceptional nation. And they're wrong when they fail to recognize that no people has ever lived in greater freedom. And then they go on and fail to provide the resources our men and women in uniform need to defend that freedom. Our colleagues, our socialist colleagues on the other side of the aisle, are wrong when they advocate abortion up until the moment of birth, including partial term abortion, partial birth abortion, late term abortion, and when they refuse to mandate care for babies who are born alive. Our colleagues are wrong when they say that we should open America's borders, abolish ICE, and abolish DHS. They're wrong when they advocate policies that would eliminate all private health insurance in this country, destroy Medicare, and force the American people to pay for free health care for illegal immigrants. They're wrong when they pursue policies like the one we're going to be voting on today that will destroy 4 million jobs for low-wage earners by mandating a federal $15 minimum wage. That is not compassion. That's a callousness that's born of ignorance.
Not compassion, callousness that's born of ignorance. Guys, we saw what happened with McDonald's. Had to pay $15 an hour wage for the person taking the money at the front. What happens? They got replaced with a computer. It's now self-serve. In a capitalist society, you negotiate your value. What's your worth? What is your skills? What is your abilities? What is your knowledge? You go to the employer and you say, this is what I believe I'm worth. The employer then looks at you and says, well, this is what I'm paying somebody else similar to your skills. Then you go back to the owner and say, well, I'll be honest with you. I feel like my skills and my benefit to your company would be worth more than that. And you negotiate your own price, guys. Under socialism, communism, there is zero negotiation, and all of the power is held at the highest levels in the government. And the government owns all the businesses. That's why communism doesn't work. It's never worked, ever. We've tried capitalism one time. One time, not bang whiz, touchdown, home run, knock it out of the park, beyond wild expectations, guys. Capitalism mixed and coupled with Christianity and a moral compass gives you the greatest nation human beings have ever seen. In all of human history, guys, this is the greatest. And she said, exceptionalism. Yes, it's not a bad thing, being the exception to the rule. Nowhere in all of human history was a government ever set up to where the government serves the people. The people have all the power. The government serves the people. That has never, ever existed until America came online. Capitalism coupled with Christianity, creating wealth, creating health, with the likes that nobody has ever seen, ripping people out of poverty. I'm just saying, tried it once. Communism, socialism, tried again and again and again. Definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And this our good friend at SKDoc, socialism AOC style, hashtag facts matter, hashtag patriots awakened. And it shows Ocasio-Cortez saying, to me, what socialism means is to guarantee a basic level of dignity. All right, let's look back in history. Soviet famine, 1932. You see the children, skin and bones and dying. Chinese famine, 1959. You see people dying in the streets of no food. Cambodia famine, 1975. Children dying. And now we see Venezuela, 2008. Man and a woman in the streets eating what looks to be garbage and possibly animal scraps. For those of you that are Gen Xers or around our age, somewhere from, early 70s to early 80s, you may remember your parents saying, eat your food, all of it, every piece of it. They're starving children in China. And I didn't realize what that all meant, but for truly there was a Chinese famine going on, and that's where that comes from. Folks, socialism, communism, all the same thing. And I've advocated here, Islam, socialism, communism. All three are identical, just different words. They're ideologies to drive down to a path. And at the end of that path, the goal is for the government to be the almighty powerful. That you pray and you give your life and you sacrifice, and everything is the government. There is no Christ. There is no Christianity. None of that, because you got to be beholden to the government. Islam does that by faking you out, thinking that there's some kind of religion, and it's not. It's a death cult. Satan had a religion. It would be Islam. And so they put that at the top, at the highest, and now you are beholden to them. That's why we here in America, First Amendment, the government is not run by a religion. We can't have that. Same way with communism, same way with socialism, ends up in the same exact situation. And another great patriot to follow, Wyatt, our good friend at Tombstone Bub. Are you pro-Al-Qaeda? Not a tricky question at all, but we are entitled to know at Ilhan Omar. Can you answer any questions? What about your taxes? What about your marriage? What about your filing taxes with someone else? Are you pro-Antifa? Are you a communist?
You might have noticed how when he said, go back to where you came from, there was an uproar through all of our communities, because every single person who's brown and black at some point in their life in this country heard that. Now, when he made the comment, I know that every single Muslim who has lived in this country and across the world has heard that comment. And so I will not dignify it with an answer because
I am Islam. I'm the face of Islam. I'm down with communism. Guys, communism, Islam, same thing. This is an elected representative. I'm just putting it out there on full display that these individuals are advocating for socialism, leading to communism, leading to whatever she wants in Minnesota, trying to bring Sharia law, I don't know, trying to rewrite law that would violate the Constitution of the United States. It's already been happening. It's already been done. There have been many violations that we don't hear about at the local level that have to be overturned. There was one court that was allowing Muslims to present the Quran and different religious ideologies in the court of law to defend themselves against beating their wives. No, that's a violation of the Constitution, the basic Bill of Rights, that you have protection under our law. No, I know the Quran says you're allowed to beat women. You got to keep them in line, keep them enslaved with the head garb. I know that. That's not allowed here in America. And Kellyanne Conway going at it again. Thank you, ma'am, for tweeting this out at Kellyanne Polls. This is a thread. Example of squad comments to which POTUS, real Donald Trump, referred to in cabinet meeting. Outrageous, anti-Semitic, largely ignored. And she retweeted at Liz RNC. Since the media refuses to provide any context, a thread of statements made by the Socialist Squad in the House. Ilhan Omar laughing at Al-Qaeda, wondering why we don't speak of America in the same tones. Ilhan Omar tweeting out, Israel has hypnotized the world. May Allah awaken the people and help them see the evil doings of Israel. Omar again makes anti-Semitic remarks, claiming Jewish lawmakers have allegiance to a foreign country. And this one retweeted of Donald Trump's tweet, Omar dismisses 9/11 as some people did something. Rashida Tlaib says she gets a calming feeling when she thinks about the Holocaust, rewrites history and praises Arabs who worked with Hitler and conspired to kill Jews. Rashida again calls critics of her Holocaust distortion racist idiots. Here's a picture of Rashida. Her top fundraiser runs a Facebook group that traffics in Holocaust denial and is buddies with Palestinian right of return activists who call Israel a terrorist entity. Here's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez accuses the U.S. of running concentration camps on the border, making obscene comparisons with the words, never again. Rashida absolutely agrees and smears the country as running concentration camps. Ocasio-Cortez refuses to condemn socialist dictator Maduro in Venezuela. Omar backs brutal socialist dictator Nicolas Maduro in Venezuela. And this meme posted by @Sean_A. Picture of the ladies with the word hate, and the head garb is red. This is Omar. It says free pass. Hate the Jews. Line through the Star of David. And she says, I'm the victim. And this, our good friend at NYPatriot006. This is his meme that he put up.
Okay, we're here today because Donald Trump is a big fat poopy head and he's very hateful in his comments and he needs to be impeached right now.
You know what? I should actually be at the podium because I have more Twitter followers, but you know what? Never mind. It doesn't matter.
Are you sure? I could totally move.
No, whatever. I mean, you're already there. It's just weird now, that's all.
I can move, Alexandria.
I'm over it, okay? Just move on.
I can move if you'd like to stand here.
No, it's fine, okay? I know that the cameraman is trying to get me in every shot, but whatever. I'm over it. Let's just move on, okay? You know what? I think I left my stove on.
So
this goes on for 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and it cuts off, so I think it might even go longer, but it is hysterical. Guys, the left cannot make memes. They can't joke. There's no comedy. Comedy's dead when it comes to the left, but this is hysterical. This is funny, poking at how ridiculous these women have become. But again, the great thread that shows everything that these four horsewomen have said and done in the past year or so, and it's just absolutely crystal clear. They align themselves with the farthest far left Marxist ideologies, and apparently Democrat Party is not stepping in to stop it or they're condoning it. And this at our good friend at Jally_Cat. This is absolutely amazing. Less than 24 hours, Nancy Pelosi managed to whip up a harassing bill against President Trump for everyone to sign. Why can't she work that fast to fix our immigration system and asylum loopholes? This at Representative Doug Collins. This our good friend at WATSPN 1013. After chaotic night, House passes resolution condemning Trump's racist tweets 240 to 187. He never said race. Pelosi broke House rules 2 times, accusing President of racism, and improperly left the floor. Kudos to Doug Collins of Georgia for successfully challenging Pelosi. Yes, this isn't the days of Bush and Cheney where you just take the low road and not say a single thing. Our great representatives are standing up for the people. This great article over at Breitbart.com. And this at Jally_Cat. So according to at Vegas NOLD, if you support our president, you're a racist, period, full stop. This over at CNN.
If you're supporting Trump, you are a racist at this point. I'm not afraid to say it, and no one should be. If you're supporting Trump, you are a racist at this point. I'm not afraid to say it, and no one should be.
This at Afro.com. Who are those MLK family members expressing support for President Trump? This was a January 2018 article. Members of Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King's extended family came out in support of President Trump this week on the National Day of Recognition for Civil Rights Leaders. Isaac Newton, Ferris Jr., and Alveda King, Dr. King's nephew and niece, respectively, asserted in interviews that Trump is not a racist. And this our good friend at Lydia Lynn 89, this thread, Trump the racist? Why don't the media remember this? And this is Donald Trump with Rosa Parks and Muhammad Ali. This is Donald Trump with Jesse Jackson. 30 years of Donald Trump. More Donald Trump pictures with Black Americans, more pictures of Donald Trump. Oh, man, this racist thing is kind of out of control. Donald Trump with Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and this is Spike Lee giving Donald Trump a hug. How incredible is that? More pictures of Donald Trump with Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, helping the black community. This racist thing ain't going over very well. Thank goodness for the internet. Truly, pray to God, say a prayer. Thank you, Lord, for the internet. We've got technology at our fingertips to expose these liars that are the true racists. You guys are the racists in the Democrat Party. That's why they're embracing you, because Democrats, the ones that run the party, they're the party of racism. They always have been. And now as we talk about immigration, I got our good friend Nick Adams has something to say about immigration. And this is our good friend at Nick Adams in USA. I spent over $50,000 in lawyer fees fighting for my chance to migrate to America. It's hard to believe that members of Congress now advocating for free health care, legal help, and educations for illegal immigrants. This is so insulting for legal immigrants like me. Here's the real truth about border crisis. Please retweet.
When Americans elected Donald Trump president in 2016, they elected a president dedicated to fixing the problems at the southern border that were ignored by previous administrations for far too long. As president, Donald Trump will always do what's right for the people of this country. He's made it clear that he'll enforce the laws and keep our nation safe. But if you watch the fake news or listen to the radical Democrats, you would never know that it took President Trump to end the Obama-era child separation policy, that it took President Trump to send thousands of additional agents to help secure the border, that it took President Trump to get Mexico to take responsibility and help solve this crisis to stop the flow of illegal immigration. All while Democratic members of Congress sit and do nothing to help keep our country safe. Most importantly, you would never know that 2 months ago, President Trump requested $4.5 billion in humanitarian aid for illegal immigrants and children at the southern border. But what did Nancy Pelosi and her fellow Democrats do with this request? Absolutely nothing. They sat by as children at the southern border remained in horrible conditions for their own political gain. Nancy's freshman members of Congress even compared border facilities to concentration camps, knowing damn well they had the power to provide the help to the children in need, but instead they used this as a good opportunity to play politics. They continue to encourage the flow of illegal immigration with the offer of sanctuary cities and benefits for the people who make this dangerous trip, telling these people to continue risking their lives and endangering their children's lives.
Do not send your children to the borders. If they do make it, they'll get sent back. More importantly, they may not make it.
Including the fact that 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted on the way to the border. This is simply irresponsible. Time and time again, they continue to prove that they'd rather watch this president fail than help America succeed, even if it means people suffer and die in the process. Democrats can't accept the fact that the Trump administration is doing everything it can to fix a problem that they created in the first place. This is the cost of the open borders that Democrats continue to champion. Our president will continue to do everything he can to fix it, even if Democrats in Congress refuse to help. And that's the truth.
Trump-Pence 2020. Thank you so much. This is what it's all about, guys. Getting out the real news, exposing the fake news every single day right here. New Right Network's original series, Smyth TV. Jump over to smyth.tv, become a Patreon. Help us help get out the real news. It has never been more critical now to get involved and help out the real news media, exposing CNN and the fake news. And as I told you, CNN, oh boy, they've really gone fake news on this one. This one, it's getting even worse. They have now hired RichardSpencer. Yes, you heard that right. CNN now has hired RichardSpencer as an analysis. Who is RichardSpencer? In case you guys don't know, RichardSpencer during the 2015-2016 campaign gave a speech. He's a white guy, skinny, got the high and tight haircut. And at his speech he was given with a handful of people in like a hotel room, or the hotel rented area, ballroom type place. They were doing a salute. They were doing a Nazi salute. He was calling himself a white nationalist, which I will define that. A white nationalist is someone who's white and loves their country. A black nationalist, someone who's black and loves their country. I hate the fact they use white nationalist because that's pretty much racist because you're calling out the skin color. It's nationalist. But they're attempting to tag us nationalists, America first, people who love our country, nationalist, as white nationalists, tagging it to RichardSpencer, who is a lover of communism and a Nazi. Complete, full-blown Nazi. It has nothing to do with the right and is totally on the far left fringes. Dinesh D'Souza's last movie, incredible movie, Dinesh, Death of a Nation. Abraham Lincoln saved America for the first time. Can Donald Trump save America for the second time? And he interviewed RichardSpencer and just absolutely crushed him and got him to admit in his own words that, yes, his ideologies align more with Barack Obama, the Democrat Party, the Nazis, and the KKKs than they do anywhere with Republicans or Donald Trump. So now CNN, and in my personal opinion, I think that they're going to attempt to paint RichardSpencer as some kind of Republican. He aligns himself with Donald Trump, and also the Nazis. I don't know. It's a far stretch, but they do have Ana Navarro on there, a former elected Republican official who is nowhere near Republicans whatsoever in our ideologies. And thank you, our good friend Mike Cernovich at Cernovich. CNN analyst RichardSpencer. RichardSpencer, it says white nationalist on CNN as an analysis. And Mike Cernovich also tweeted this out. Mehdi Hassan is a paid Qatari propaganda agent and has said far worse stuff than RichardSpencer, and CNN loves Hassan. CNN doesn't have any principles beyond hate Trump. And this, our good friend Bruce Porter Jr. at Networks Manager, definitely a great patriot to follow. I've lived in D.C. off and on for 25 years. Contracted, staffed tons of models and interpreters, thrown $1 million events, married one of the pro cheerleaders, had friends in the highest offices, have never seen RichardSpencer anywhere. To me, he looks like a government asset. And this at Tony_Stank. No doubt Spencer is controlled opposition, a psyops, white nationalist. Spencer makes multiple appearances on CNN, MSNBC, featured multiple times on Washington Post and New York Times. No one else has. Does this appear normal? Now, this is bad, this is wrong, and this absolutely shouldn't be going on over at CNN or anywhere else. You guys are aligning yourselves again with the neo-Nazis and the KKK. Again, I hate saying white nationalist because that is not who he is. He's not a white nationalist unless you're going to redefine the word and create a new definition. He is a Nazi sympathizer, Hitler Nazi sympathizer, KKK, Democrat Party. The Nazis even claim that they took playbooks out of the Democrat Party and also worked with Islam to eliminate the Jews. Real news here, right here, guys. Real news. Not the fake news like this over at CNN. At God Loves USA 1, our good friend Jennifer, definitely one to follow. CNN tries to convince 8 Republican women that Trump is a racist.
The president said what he said because all they're doing is they're inciting hatred and division, and that's not what our country's about. It's not about that at all. And
isn't that what the president does with some of his own comments? His own racist comments?
But he didn't say anything about color.
We know the president is not racist. He loves people from, Hispanics to black people, all across the board.
Let me just share with you the definition of racism from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. A belief that race is the primary determinant of human traits and capacities, and that racial differences produce an inherent superiority of a particular race. Based on
this, our good friend at Dr. D. Hennon, this is the problem in America. And this, our good friend at Zionist Girl 18. This is definitely one to follow. Lindsay Sauer in her rant speech. 1, jihad against the Trump administration. 2, Muslims should never assimilate. And 3, Muslims should appease Allah and only Allah. Democrats, these are not your allies. Hashtag Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, MAGA breaking. Yep, she's absolutely got me blocked. Lindsay Sauer, that is. I destroyed her back during the campaign, just absolutely lighting her up with fact, not fiction about Islam. Total on the block. It happens, guys. It's part of the job. But no, the Republicans are fighting back. We're doing a really good job. The RNC is putting out an incredible campaign ad that came out on Tuesday exposing the 4 far-left radicals who align themselves and are friends with Lindsay Sauer. Lindsay Sauer also friends with all the Women's March, the March of Death, not the pro-life march, and all the radical leftists. This is the evils of Islam, the angriness of the Democrat Party. And this at Echo the Call, the Republican National Committee released a brutal new campaign ad on Tuesday against the 4 far-left congresswomen.
Concentration camps on our southern border never again means something. If this organization is as fascist as you have called it,
I've said it's fascist.
and you have said it's fascist, then why don't you adopt the stance to eliminate it?
Your colleague who was at the border with you compared the facilities to a concentration camp. Do you agree with that comparison? Absolutely.
You will see the light, and if you don't, we will bring the fire.
A car in the parking lot was torched, and investigators say the suspect threw flares at a propane tank trying to make it explode.
They took down an American flag and a Colorado state flag, and instead, as you see in some of this video, they raised a Mexican flag.
We are learning new details about the man who threw explosive devices at an immigration detention center in Tacoma, Washington.
Will you condemn Antifa for attacking an ICE facility? Will you condemn the Antifa attack in Washington over the weekend? Will you condemn Antifa for the attack in Washington?
Squad goals, anarchy. And this our good friend again, SX Doc. Words have meanings, Omar. Thinks whites should be enslaved. Yes, this was Omar. I am an American hope, presidential nightmare. Think all men should be put in chains and slaves because they will never submit to Islam. Our good friend at Jake Palmieri. AOC, Ilhan Rashida Tlaib, your race-baiting nonsense isn't working anymore. This at thepalmierireport.com. Poll, 52% of Hispanics approve of Trump's comments on socialism squad. This at Ernie_Plumley. Outstanding display of truth. An ultra-left liberal is put in her place. It's at the airport, and apparently the guy was wearing a MAGA hat and confronted this woman as she told him he was stupid, but then he explained to her how smart he was for voting for Trump. She was speechless. And this at Amadeus2018R. Please hashtag follow Falancy White. Falancy 4CO1. She is a true conservative looking to get the Blexit started in Chicago. I am confident she'll cause many to walk away from the Democrat Party and its pathetic policies that have wreaked havoc on their community. And at Zionist Girl 18 makes the show twice. This woman would make a KGB provocateur blush.
For whatever lived experience and identity that you represent, if you are not prepared to come to that table and to represent that voice, don't come. Because we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice. We don't need Muslims that don't want to be a Muslim voice. We don't need queers that don't want to be a queer voice.
That's your racism on display. We got two beautiful black women, dark-skinned women running for office. We put them on display here on the show for you guys. They are going to make an incredible difference in America, and not the race baiting. That last one right there, that's the race baiting Democrats on the left. So angry and full of hate. We're still where we are, conservative Christians. We didn't go nowhere. We just opened up our arms and people jumped off the Democrat ticket and jumped into the Republican Party, the party that Donald Trump hijacked. Now it's our job to continue the hijacking and get rid of these leftist-leaning Republicans. Apparently, a couple of them voted with Nancy Pelosi on this resolution. How awful and despicable. Stay plugged into your local politicians. Know who they are. Know where you're voting. Get involved in local city council membership. And sometimes those local city council members, like for my cousin, there's nobody running. He just signed up. Walk right in. You can be a Republican. And we found out in the city council members, we found out that the ones that are Republicans absolutely love Donald Trump. I've talked to local leaders here, and they say that Ohio, all the way to the top, to the state level, is united behind Donald Trump. Not with this John Kasich BS. We got rid of that fool. So now we've got all the way to the top with Mike DeWine, all in Donald Trump's camp. I couldn't be more thrilled. Making a difference, Ohio. Thank you for our leadership, the GOP, the RNC, Ronna McDaniel, just a phenomenal woman. Yeah, racist, hateful, bigot, homophobe? I don't know, not on the right. That's all you guys on the left. All right, guys, this is New Right Network signing off. Original Series Smith TV. Giving you all the breaking news today, wrapping it all up, making sense. expose the fake news, give you real news. Jump over to Smyth.tv, get involved, become a Patreon. And for Wednesday Wisdom, hope I gave you some wisdom today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.
You've been listening to New Right Network, mobilizing, countering, energizing. Online at newrightnetwork.com.